To the freaking moon and beyond! I'm General Greene. God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know you can see me. Let me know you can hear me at the beautiful boo. Got a world alert? World alert. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so thankful for all of you. But like and share. Brothers and sisters, I'm praying for you every single day. Let me know you can hear this footage. I've got a good Wi-Fi connection because we've got a major world alert. Everything is in chaos in the Middle East. Thank you, thank you. As we expected, and man, I just have to share with you just what's on my heart. I just feel the Holy Spirit and God so much. I'm praying so much. He works in mysterious ways. I'll tell you a story. I got an update. God puts us in front of people for a reason. And a lady I know who has 2 kids, and her husband, she just passed away from bone cancer, man. Just like my brother. And it was just another reminder, breaking my heart, just how close we are to his kingdom. And she's a Christian, and she's in heaven. And I just want you to know, especially with everything going on in the world today, that Christ is king. And I speak for myself. He's number one. I need him so much every single day. Frankly, nothing else matters. And our goal here at the Island Project is just to shed light, joy, and hope to the world during the chaos. And I encourage you to do exactly the same. So please like and share. God bless. And throw a chair in the pool along with me, because you never know how long you got on this beautiful planet that God created for us. I also finished a really good book I read to my children called Project Hail Mary. They're making it into a movie with Ryan Gosling. It is a really great book. I loved it. I'm so stoked actually to see the movie, and it's a good book to read to kids. There's like a couple parts I edited out. I read out loud to my children, and we focus on, just tons of books. I encourage you again, I homeschool all my kids along with my beautiful wife. And also, if you could pray for her father, he's having some health issues right now. He's a great man, cowboy. And so she's spending some time with him. If you could just pray over him, I'd super appreciate it. We're having a good time today. I got my kids playing in the background. And I hope too that I've shown you that anything is possible, that you can, do something you love in life. You can work really hard. You can take care of your family, and you can really 1000x yourself along with all of you, all of our beautiful subscribers, our 400 members. Our phones have been ringing off the hook, of course, for deck 2. We're almost filled. So call my dad at 808-442-2934. Make sure you get in. Just got another huge workout in earlier today, and I'm posting a lot on X. But let's talk about what's going on. So the big news today is crypto is absolutely soaring. Bitcoin to the freaking moon. Donald Trump is going to pass the Clarity Act, and we are seeing double-digit record gains today. I fully expect Bitcoin to break 500K this year in 2026, which I've been calling 1776 for a very, very long time. And of course, this is going to culminate on the White House lawn with a big fight night for UFC. So for those of you not following, Bitcoin up today like 7-8%. Ethereum soaring as well. XRP up 8%. I'm expecting big moves there. Ethereum's up 10%, one of our major holdings, of course, at school. And so a lot of good things are happening. And Kevin Warsh was announced by the president as the next Fed chairman. And so this tells us a couple things. 1, interest rate cuts are coming. 2, expect more hyperinflation. 3, there's going to be a lot more debt as a result of the Iran war. And by the way, I'm praying for the Iranian people. I'm praying for all of you tuning in. I'm a libertarian. I'm actually anti-war. I believe that we have the right to defend ourselves if needed. But I am not an advocate of being on the offensive. I think, as a libertarian perspective, it's all about defense. It's all about privacy and security. and really trying to make the world a better place. And I pray that we find peace, but we know that in the Bible, it tells us in end times that there's going to be absolute chaos. But let's take a step back for a moment and realize that chaos is only an example and a testimony to Jesus and what's coming next. Let's go through the headlines. I'm going to tell you what comes next, how you can get out of the banks. You need to be decentralized. You need to be out of debt because, man, it almost makes me sick to my stomach. NATO shoots a missile headed for Turkey. Iraq plunged into a blackout, probably a cyber event. Of course, the United States has been using Iraq and all those wars to basically send the missiles over to Iran to hit those targets. Israel's been targeted. We've seen a lot of loss of life, and it appears there could even be a coming invasion with ground troops on the ground in Iran. I just need to take a step back for a minute because, the predictions have culminated here at the Island Project in a very big way. And Iran has always been what I predicted for near 20 years now would be the final target. And I've got some fun news too. We just bought a new whale blue Lamborghini. This thing is creamsicle on the inside. You're welcome. It is a present to you and all my amazing members at islandproject.com. Fund 1 and Deck 2. When you talk to my father, as soon as you book your vacation and you are at the Platinum and Diamond Nuts tiers, not only do you get up to 30 days comp time at all of our $100 million plus no bank debt portfolio, soon to be tokenized with all the capital gains, the cash flows, of course, and the token launch, but you get use up to $2,000 to $5,000 a night at a comparative property just for fun, plus a Lambo, plus a lifted Jeep in your garage, plus private transportation, plus concierge, and honestly, privacy and security, which is so important in this environment. So I'm just going to come out and say it. There's going to be a big cyber attack. It's probably going to hit the United States. This is my opinion, but criminals like Jamie Dimon are warning about it, saying that they're preparing. Also, Reuters is confirming for a blackout at all the U.S. major financial institutions that racketeered with Epstein, JP Morgan Chase, again, funding upwards of some estimates $1 billion to the trafficking ring. And now they're going to blame a cyber event on the economic collapse while the elites pump crypto like I said they would. And I hope you understand that the war is very real, but it's also theater. Okay, so I got to take a deep breath because when you know what's coming and you feel this in your heart, and you speak to our Lord, and I know you guys feel this coming as well, and there's things that we don't understand. These events that I know that are about to transpire are overwhelming. And I want you to know that I was on my knees in 2020 praying to Jesus, and he gave me the vision of Island Project. It almost makes me want to cry. He told me to build islandproject.com nation, not for myself, not for my father. He told us to spearhead it for you guys and for all my beautiful subscribers to reward you and to protect you and to make sure you're out of the banks and you're doing something great and you're leading by an example and a solution in an environment that is just chaos and war and destruction and inflation and lockdowns and fear. And so for a minute, I have to stand up. We need to give all of our fear to God. I even tell you this with your investments. I've been buying more and more Bitcoin over the last few months. And everyone's been so fearful, saying it's going to go down. They're expecting Bitcoin 30, 40K. And even if that happened, I'd be buying more. And then you wake up today, and in a heartbeat, the lightning rod of Christ, everything changes. And now we're about to soar to 500K. And I want you to think about this for a minute because anybody that's been poo-pooing Bitcoin or not recommending has done such a disservice to you. Your financial advisors, Peter Schiff, nothing against Peter. I've met him many times. I've interviewed him. He's a smart guy, but he hates Bitcoin so much. And I think it really comes from jealousy. It comes from jealousy. The Bitcoin has been the best investment in the world for near 20 years, has outperformed gold, silver, which I own and love and sell, and I hope you own it too. It has outperformed hedge funds and private equity. It's outperformed real estate. It's outperformed stocks, bonds, treasuries. I mean, the list goes on, and that's only going to continue. So I really want you to understand that if you're not on the ark now, if you're not out of the banks, if you're not positive creating cash flows, if you're not doing big things, and you're also not strengthening your family and community, which I just want to call y'all out there. I need you guys as warriors. I need you as spiritual warriors. I need you warriors on the ground marching with your feet. I need you defending the United States of America along with us. I need you to spearhead the movement, our mission, our private ecosystem, our economy. I need you to give people hugs. I need you to share the holy gospel. And I really want to share Jesus today. And I know a lot of you might not like that, but I really want you to be bold in sharing the message as I open today's video. Just, another loss of life on this earth and a new reborn life. The wonderful woman that I know just died. She left behind 2 kids and a really cool husband, and they're our age. My brother, for example, Cody, who died on my arms, I mean, he didn't even make it till just 39 years old. And so I want you to understand that you really need to get rid of these fears. Okay, you need to beat the chest. Okay, you need to exit from the naysayers. Don't listen to the critics. Do what's right for you, your family, your children, your churches. Build people up. And it's so much more difficult building people up around you, building your businesses, your life, your relationships, your marriage, your health, your wellness. It's so much easier to go down that dark rabbit hole and then just get pessimistic and see the darkness of the world. Just don't let that steal your joy, and understand that this is biblical prophecy playing out. So let me explain. The bank runs and the capital controls are coming to the United States. This is not going to be pretty for any of you in the bank. Okay, if you're in index funds, ETFs, I have to say good luck to you. I have no idea what's going to happen next. I think a lot of those are going to go to zero. I think that we're going to have closures on Wall Street. The narrative is obvious. We even saw this in Dubai, which I think Dubai is a really cool place, and even plan on buying property there at some point. But we've seen, being right in the center of the war, that the most valuable assets are decentralized, portable, and you can move them instantaneously digitally, and they're scarce and fixed and finite, and they are something you can utilize in a crisis. And what we've done with islandproject.com is married the two. Bitcoin, which I've long been recommending and investing in since under 1,000 and teaching worldwide courses, the largest course in the world at bitcoinrich.com with hundreds of thousands of members worldwide. And now our project here at islandproject.com and xrprich.com nation, etc., has been our primary mission to prepare you all for what comes next. So let's discuss this. What the elites need to do, and this is kind of their MO, is they've got to blame something, an extraneous external event, for the fact that the middle class is being eradicated, eviscerated. They've got to figure out some kind of game plan to reset the system, which I've long said is what they're going to do with stable coins. What Donald Trump has to do through the Clarity Act and other bills that have already passed through the House of Congress, and the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. It's beautiful, isn't it today? What a beautiful day. Just freaking gorgeous. No bank debt, beach, ocean front, ski lodges. I mean, guys, come on, dude. Like, I've shown you for multiple decades that your wildest dreams are possible, and all you have to do is put your finger on the ignition, quite literally. And I'm calling your bluff. Get into islandproject.com, Deck 2, while you still can. Press the ignition on the Blue Whale Lambo. Join your family at Hapuna Beachfront, our penthouse estate right on the beach in Mauna Kea. Enjoy yourself in Honolulu. Enjoy yourself in Malibu, into Kapalua, into Kaanapali, into Wailea soon coming. Enjoy your life and do big things, and understand that where you're going to be successful. So let's talk about this. Where are you going to be successful? You need passive income while you sleep, which islandproject.com provides. You need decentralized, no bank debt assets that are diversified across multiple sovereigns and states. You need capital gains. My dad was on camera a couple days ago. God bless him, sharing with you. I mean, you come in with 250 grand to islandproject.com, deck 2. You book your immediate stays and vacation enjoyment. You live your investment. 5-10 years from now, your investment's worth 500-600K. You've booked a capital gain. You get all the benefits of depreciation. Something some of you probably don't consider is that we can also roll over the assets of islandproject.com through 1031 exchanges tax-free, which we're going to do in the future, as everything snowballs for multiple decades into this beautiful legacy asset, which is so turnkey, and then, of course, professionally managed by my team, myself, my father. I am hiring a lot of new people, and a lot of you aren't aware that this is our public launch. So the Island Project brand, the Island Project investment, is going to be at major investment houses and brokerages this year. That means that the Island Project is opening up from what we built, along with you beautiful people, to something bigger than we could really imagine, something that blows my mind. A multi-billion-dollar tokenized asset, which will then fund hundreds of millions of dollars of new purchases and acquisitions through our transparent blockchain, which is also private and secure, in which you can hold the keys literally in your hand and go anywhere in the world. So let's talk about the war. I've been moving around quite a bit today. We're super, super busy, and I've got some important videos. Donut's going to be releasing a new update as well on another beautiful condo that we're in process of acquiring and is pending right now. And for those of you that don't know, if you go to our website, you can see all of our existing properties that we already own, all of our inventory, so you can book your stays and pending acquisitions like this. So it is Wednesday the 4th. Let me get into the geopolitics. I am definitely expecting what Klaus Demonic Schwab told all of us would be a cyber event. Just like today, and this is breaking, I didn't even see this to now. Let's take a look at this, but Iraq has been just plunged into a blackout. And the United States tells the citizens to leave immediately. I was on the freeway being driven by my driver a couple of days ago, and there was a lot of traffic. And I was thinking to myself, my gosh, if the lights go out in any major American city, people are going to be so screwed at that point because, you know, we've seen this with like other natural disasters and events, how society breaks down really quickly and how the banks don't work and the ATMs don't work and they close. And then the banks aren't open and then you can't access your money. We saw this, of course, in 2020, which was all, I have to say, my opinion, I have to say that since we're on the tube here, but come on, guys. We know that that was all a deep state plan, and we know that that was an agenda for a larger purpose event, and you're living in it right now. I was the first in the world to tell you that the lockdowns were coming. I predicted it, and then I said, really what that was about is logistically setting everything up to where you are today. The war in the Middle East with Iran, the final target, which is biblical. The Great Reset into a new digital economy, universal basic income, digitization of assets and the US dollar, a new upgraded dollar, which would be backed by stable coins and US treasuries in that format. And I've also explained in a lot of detail that we're not moving to a gold and silver standard here in the United States. As much as I love that, and would actually like that, and that is sound money and it's God's money and you should own it. But that's not the direction of the world with AI and robots, the great replacement. We're seeing record firings. We saw it at Block One. Jack Dorsey, a huge Bitcoin advocate, fellow billionaire, fired like half of his staff. We're seeing Microsoft with massive layoffs, Google with massive layoffs. Notice how they told you to become a programmer and now AI is replacing all the programmers. You see how that works? So you've got to be nimble, you've got to pivot, you've got to leverage, and you've got to profit from the wave that you know is coming, the wave that you know is ahead. So Iraq is in a blackout. Let's go to, this is breaking news as well. It's almost happening so quickly, I can barely keep up with all this stuff, which is why we're ramping everything up with our investments. And notice when other people are fearful, we go bigger. You've noticed that, right? Other people are fearful, we buy another Lambo. Other people are fearful, I buy more Bitcoin. Other people are fearful, we close on another mansion on the beach, which has been skyrocketing since 2020. And that historic inflation is not going to let up with $40 trillion in debt and no end in sight, and now a brand new war with the entire United States Navy and military at the helm, which could even be a ground invasion at this point. And who knows how long that's going to last. And so let me speak freely here and just tell you, we know that Trump can't get in and out of Iran that cleanly. Okay, it's not going to be Iraq, but it'll be somewhat like it. There's going to be instability for a decade or more, like there historically has been for thousands of years in the Middle East. And so there's a lot that's going to play out and a lot that's going to happen. And I've always shared with you my personal advice is to play defense, no bank debt, get passive income, get your cash flows, get your capital gains, exit the system, own real assets, real estate, gold, silver, Bitcoin, get decentralized, get portable, and focus on what you can do. God bless my dad. He just brought in another great member at $500,000, came in earlier today. And of course, I'm so happy to have him. God bless him. I'll have a testimonial from him here pretty quick. He's flying out with his beautiful family to Big Island, Mauna Kea. And I heard my dad over the phone in Honolulu speaking to him. He's like, "Oh, John, I just love what you guys are doing. I've been following Christopher and yourself for a very long time." And he's like, "Man, this is just an incredible opportunity." He spends a lot of money staying at hotels. And so now instead of just, dumping all that money down the toilet at the Four Seasons that's owned by Bill Gates and never getting a return on his investment, now he can go beachfront and he can ski, but he actually owns it. He owns a piece of the rock. His money is working for him. He's making money. And then what we're doing, which is so unique, is we're tokenizing it. And you're seeing a lot of people talk about this, but you have to remind yourself, I was the only one that ever talked about this. I was the only person, literally, the only person in the world that was speaking to real estate and Bitcoin ever for nearly the last, 10, 20 years as I've been studying and investing. And Bitcoin's been the greatest investment of my life, along with islandproject.com, of course, my largest investment today. But that has clearly been a game changer for so many people. And so I want you to understand that you're not going to 1000x in these other traditional investment classes. You're not going to 1000x on a Treasury T-bill bond with massive amounts of debt that China is selling off. Okay, you're not going to 1000x on a stock. As much as I love gold and silver, you ain't getting rich from it. Where do you get rich? Bitcoin, crypto, and real estate. Real estate has always been the number one play in the world. It's why kings and queens own it. It's why the royal family owns it. It's why the wealthy own multiple properties. And for the first time in world history, we've democratized a solution where the average man in Robin Hood fashion can actually take a part and own a part of it physically with their families and other God-first, faith-first Christians. Let's talk about this. NATO air defenses shoot down Iranian missile headed toward Turkey. So it's starting to spread across borders right now, which is very, very scary. Kurds begin their offensive. Tensions are flaring on the Hill. We see a lot of arguments. We see defectors, many called traitors like Marjorie Taylor Greene, now offering no solutions, turning against the president, weaponizing politics to divide people even more, confusing people. I mean, that's not a sign of strength. There's no strength in that. There is only strength in unity, in solvable solutions, in action. My question for those people, and God bless her, no relation, by the way, even though we have the same last name, is okay, what's your solution? Do you have one? Probably not. And then in addition to that, we have to also understand there's things that we don't know. There's intelligence we're not privy to. There's things Donald Trump and the president knows that you don't. There is a lot at stake that's not going to be revealed to the American public, and you're going to be the last to know. And if you voted for Trump, you entrusted him to make these big, bold decisions when it mattered, when you weren't going to get the information, and only he was. And so there's a certain amount of discretion in stewardship. And I believe looking at Trump as well, like as a fiduciary of the country, you've got to trust what you elected. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying I agree with what's going on in this part of the world, but I'm just telling you, don't think you're smarter than what, like, the intel these people are getting. And there's so much intel that I reveal, and a lot, honestly, that I can't. You know, what I see is actually prosperity in the Middle East and the fall of the Berlin Wall, so to speak, that's going to open up a golden age in this part of the world in America like we've never seen it before in world history. It's going to send crypto assets and Bitcoin to new records. It's going to, I think, create more safety long term, even if we don't get that short term. That's exactly why Donald Trump was closing all of our borders in advance, because he was preparing for what he knew he was already going to do. I told you that Donald Trump pitched the Golden Dome in our skies because you were going to need a Golden Dome. He knew that he would intervene in Iran when he was running for president in the first term. He knew when he gave his first speech, elected for the second time, and mentioned the Golden Dome, building it like Israel, that he would attack Iran. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been talking about the Golden Dome. Let's talk about what's going on in the financial markets. Congratulations to all of our members, everybody at school, everyone at islandproject.com. Congrats on the new Lambo for all of our Fund 1 Deck 2 members. Congrats on all the acquisitions and new properties currently pending acquisition. Congratulations to my father and all. You guys are amazing. And let's just kind of go across the board. So, you know, instead of the stock market collapsing, at least short term, it's up. Looks like we're going to 50K. The bond market's being rattled. Oil's up a little bit higher, but I actually think it goes lower than what we're getting now with Iran. Oil's actually abundant. They told you a lie that oil was, there was peak oil and not enough of it, and that it was scarce. It's not. Gold and silver doing well today, although silver is trading about flat at $83. I do expect it to go lower. I know you don't want to hear that, but it's going to hit my target at 50, 60 bucks. I'm sorry. I sold 50% of my bag above 100, and I sold a little bit off at near 80. And I know people don't like that, but it's been good advice. I mean, now you're down 30, 40% when you could have booked all those gains, rotated into Bitcoin, which is what I did, and now you're up huge in your Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin was at like 59K a couple days ago, and it's already soared to where are we now? Almost 74,000. So think about this. We're up 5,000 points today in Bitcoin. 5,000 freaking points. 5,000 points, which is biblical. And now all Bitcoin needs to do, which it's done so many times, which is why I threw the chair in the poll. Bro, we only go 2x and we're already at 150K, breaking new all-time highs, and I'm making all of you rich. You do get that, right? You do get who's been right and who's been wrong. Anyone that's bet against Bitcoin has been wrong for near 20 years. Anyone that has not onboarded real estate with no bank debt has been wrong. Property values didn't go down, they went up. They tripled in 2020 as a result of the lockdowns. Why? Decentralization, portability, and why myself and members invest in properties as well, because it is our bank. Our bank is our mansion in Deer Valley. Our bank is this property. Our bank is Big Island, Hawaii. Our bank is beachfront. Our bank, and it's not just in one place. So understand, that's why I built it that way. Multiple flagships around the world. And now 2 new international properties, which will be coming very soon. The big one's going to be in Thailand, and it's going to blow your freaking mind. And if you sit back for a minute, let's just sit back here for a minute. If you look at where this is going the next 5, 10 years, where we'll be. Bitcoin will be above $1 million. The dollar would have been fully reset by then. It's going to be completely digitized, backed by a US stable coin as the new Bretton Woods 3.0. Real estate will be much, much higher than it currently is today. And what we're praying for, which this is in God's realm, not mine, is that there's peace, prosperity, and stability in these other parts of the world where there notoriously has not been and maybe never will be. And that's just reality. So we can focus on that, get nowhere. Nothing you think, none of your opinions will matter with what's going on in Iran. Clearly, I mean, a lot of people don't even believe their votes matter. I'm a libertarian, right? That's where I stand politically. Doesn't seem like any protests are going to do anything. We saw January 666, which I think was staged by the deep state and Democrats to basically create that narrative. That didn't really go anywhere. So again, my question for you tuning in, are you building yourself up? Are you focused on solutions? Are you doing big things like getting your money in the safest places in the world, like Bitcoin Island Project, out of debt, real estate? Are you diversified? Do you got cash flows going? Are you building your businesses, your health? And if you're not doing that, honestly, you're doing something wrong, and I want you to change that mindset today. So I want to talk even to what my dad said too, which I thought was really good advice for all of us, myself included. But what he's really worried about is China. A lot of people are focused on Iran, but he's worried about China. And see, my dad's smart, because what I've told you for years is that when the Iran war breaks out like a plague, the real plague, which we're in now, that'll cascade with China eyeing Taiwan harder. And at the very least, posturing in a very significant way, if not what I believe is coming, will be a full-blown invasion and attack. Why? All the semiconductor trade, okay? All of these devices, all of these chips, which there is silver in those chips, which makes silver a great investment long-term. Because of that, is going to be cornered by China to control it as a part of the Chinese empire. And this is why Donald Trump has been diversifying with Taiwanese semiconductor company, and why he's been building in places like Arizona and Texas, these large facilities, because he knows that's coming. And in order to make the United States not only great again, but strong, secure, prosperous, there's going to be some tough times and hard decisions that are going to have to be made. And that's really what I believe is happening now. Thank you for all tuning in. Make sure you like and share. I'm going to do some fun videos. We now own 2 Lambos, the green Lambo, the blue Lambo, the 12 Jeeps, the 6 properties with no bank debt, $100 million of no bank debt real estate already. 5 to 10 more new properties are coming. Then we're tokenizing to billions, while other people talk but fail to act, fail to do, fail to drive the islandproject.com flag into the ground and declare their 1776 in victory. So, today's video will be a little short, but I just wanted to give you guys an update. I have a major newsletter coming out to all islandproject.com members. Reach out to my father. You're going to miss it. You might have already missed it. Make sure you've onboarded with at least 250 units. We're just taking 100 people and it's almost full. I onboarded 15 new individuals at 250K plus just over the last few days. And my dad's on the horn now and can barely get back to all the calls. Text him at 808-442-2934. Leave him a voicemail if he doesn't readily pick up at 808-442-2934. You can visit our website at islandproject.com to learn more, and then speak with my father, John Greene, Vice President, the best man I know, and bet on yourself, bet on the future, go the 1000X. And by the way, too, I just want to thank all of our members, too, for your beautiful testimonials. We have hundreds now. There's going to be hundreds more videos and photos, and we've got cool merch coming out. I've got custom shirts like this with the Island Project logo coming out for everybody. So if you want to speak to a referral, we have investors with all the way up to $3 million with us and more at Fund 1, and also onboarding Deck 2. Use the community. Our community is powerful, and I want you to be integrated and a part of our ecosystem in a big, big way. I say it all the time, but if I don't know you, I can't cash flow you, and nor can my father. And we can only help so many people, and we have so many hours in the day. We can't do it all. So on board now and do something big in your life, and then book your vacation, put the pedal to the metal. And I hope you've been buying Bitcoin as I have in the last several months. I hope you were buying that dip. Prepare for new records. Prepare for the Peter Schiffs to be wrong again for the infinite time. Prepare for Warren Buffett to be wrong. He's a good investor in some areas, but he sure sucked balls with Bitcoin, didn't he? Him and Charlie Munger. I told you Charlie Munger would be in the grave and then Bitcoin would soar to 100K, which it just did. And Bitcoin's going to 500K, and then it's going to 1 million. Even Eric Trump said and tweeted this yesterday because he already knew that his father was gonna put in Kevin Warsh. And of course the Clarity Act is getting passed. And of course all the Trumps own as much Bitcoin as possible. They mine it for crying out loud. And of course BlackRock's been buying all of your bags, which is what I told you. They were gonna rotate from gold and silver, reset the system, create new equity wealth, and then they were gonna net neutral purchase all the Bitcoin. And then once they got all of it and basically stole it from the public that was living in fear, biting their fingernails, then they're gonna just pump it to new records. So we're in the pump it to new records phase now. You have very, very little time to act. And if you've missed Bitcoin, don't miss the guarantee. Digital Noah's Ark here at islandproject.com. I love you guys. God bless you. More fun content. I want to do more fun content, like take you golfing, take you surfing. I'll give you a full breakdown review of the brand new Lamborghini. Man, the color is so unique. I think there's probably only a few of that in that color in the world. It's freaking 800 horsepower. That's insane, man. That is really cool. Anyways, guys, I love you. God bless you. Jesus Christ is King. I'm praying for all of you, and I hope you have a really great day today, and I'll reveal next what happens. But if you just came in, the big statement I made is that a cyber attack is coming to the United States. So if you're in the banks, you're totally screwed. You want to be sitting comfy along with us during the bank runs and the capital controls that I've long predicted, during the hyperinflation. And you want to be in a private ecosystem, because privacy is key, with islandproject.com, where you can maneuver and know you're doing the right things for your family to protect them and build them up and get on offense. Don't just be on defense. So many people are on defense, they play no offense, and that's why those people aren't rich, because you got to take some risk, even if it's just a little, to motivate yourself and see the future, see the forest through the trees. Let's go out a couple years from now, like I already shared with you. That's what I saw that I think other people didn't see, quite frankly, with Bitcoin. When I first discovered it, when it was like trading hundreds of dollars, I'm like, oh, we don't need the banking system anymore. That's like irrelevant. We don't need brick and mortar. There's so much waste. And then I understood social media so well and how that took over the world, because I invented alternative media television as one of the first people in the world to do that. In 2008 and 09, people used to think that was a scam. And that's how I made a lot of my initial wealth. It was in social media, and everyone said that that wasn't possible. It was like the same thing with Bitcoin. And now we're going to see what we invented, marrying Bitcoin, crypto, and blockchain with real estate. But what makes us different? No bank debt. I was just on the phone with Kurt, and he's the wonderful gentleman in Honolulu who sold me the new ride. And he's like, so you don't like have any mortgages or anything? Like, do you have a mortgage? And I'm like, no, we're just, all glory to God, we're just debt free. He's like, wow, that's incredible. It is incredible. And I give all glory to God. Click the links below, get in now, and up only, baby.